Today, we're looking at a really fascinating area where creativity is meeting automation. It's sparking something new in self-publishing. Our sources for this deep dive center around a product called the Color by Number Profit Machine.
Exactly. And our mission for you today is really to unpack this exploding trend of mosaic color by number books. We want to look at the challenges creators face because it's surprisingly tough, and then see how a tool like the one in our sources aims to be a shortcut. Not just for publishing, but maybe even for profit. So the goal isn't just what the tool does, but why it matters. For creators, yes, but also for this whole low-content publishing scene.
Right, because, what if you could tap into a market that's booming, but without needing, say, advanced design skills or spending endless hours? Our sources suggest there's a way to turn simple images into, well, they call it a profit machine. Quite provocative. So we're going to dive into how that's supposed to work and what it could mean for you if you're interested in this space. Let's get into it. Okay, let's start with the core trend. Mosaic color by number books. Our sources are pretty clear. These things are apparently blowing up on Amazon right now. Actually, so for anyone who hasn't seen them, what are we talking about? It's described as part retro pixel art, part puzzle, and fully satisfying. Basically, tiny squares, numbers inside, you color them in, and an image appears. It's got a very distinct sort of pixelated look.
Yeah, and what's interesting is the mosaic part. It's not just coloring. It taps into that, puzzle-solving satisfaction.
Yeah.
Revealing a hidden picture. It's almost like a digital detox, but in pixel form. Mm-hmm. The sources really stress that customers love the relaxing, screen-free experience. Mm-hmm. So it seems to be tapping into something real there. And you see them everywhere. Animals, fantasy, mandalas, dreamscapes, all sorts of themes. And the numbers seem to back it up. We're talking thousands of 5-star reviews, thousands of happy buyers. Mm-hmm. The sources don't mince words. They call it a full-blown publishing wave, a niche that's hot, profitable, and just waiting to be claimed.
Yeah.
So for creators, this isn't just, a fun little trend. It looks like a genuine market opportunity.
Okay, that definitely sounds appealing for anyone looking to publish, but what's the catch? Why isn't everyone just doing this already if it's so popular? What's the real difficulty here that this tool is supposed to solve?
Well, that's where the dream can hit a wall. Trying to make these manually, that's the big hurdle. The sources call it the old school hustle, and they paint a pretty painful picture. Imagine using something like Canva or Illustrator. You'd be zooming in and out, counting tiny squares, copy-pasting color numbers one by one. It's described quite vividly, actually, as feeling more like cracking a spy code than making a coloring page. Leads to mini headaches? I mean, just thinking about numbering hundreds, maybe thousands of tiny cells.
Oof, yeah, I can picture that. So what about those free online tools you sometimes see? Do they work? My guess is there's a downside.
You guessed right. The sources say those free, low-quality web generators often lead to disappointment. You end up with pixelated color pages, messy grids, zero customization. And often the final thing looked nothing like your original image, so not really a viable option for quality work. Then there's outsourcing. Hiring a freelancer. That might get you okay pages, but the sources warn about the cost, the time spent on revisions, endless emails. It becomes an expensive nightmare. Plus, you lose that creative control. And all these struggles, they lead to burnout. Creators just give up, leave ideas gathering digital dust. So it really highlights the specific pain points this kind of automation aims to fix.
Okay, that paints a clear picture of the problem. So, facing all that frustration, how does the color by number profit machine actually step in? The sources promise no skills, zero effort, just profit. Which sounds almost too good to be true. How does it claim to deliver that?
Well, that's the hook, isn't it? It's positioned as the direct answer, a complete system.
Yeah.
The core idea is simplification. You drop in any image, and the tool handles the transformation into that mosaic style. It does the pixel conversion, creates the clean numbering, generates the polished color key, all the tedious stuff. The claim is it removes the need for design skills, making it accessible. And it's laid out as a pretty simple 4-step process, designed for speed.
4 steps. Okay, walk us through them. Step 1.
Step 1, upload your image. Pretty straightforward. You choose a high-quality image. The sources suggest using your own or properly licensed images to create exclusive, unique content. That's important for standing out.
Makes sense. And after uploading, step 2.
Step 2 is customize your page. This is where you get some control. You can adjust the grid size, choose the number of colors in the palette, even the cell shape, so you can tailor it. Maybe fewer colors for kids' books or more detail for adults. And interestingly, it mentions using carefully analyzed real-world color sets, like standard 12 or 24 pencil kits. So the colors should actually match what people own.
That's quite practical, thinking about the end user like that. Okay, customized. Then step 3.
Step 3, create stunning mosaic art. This is the magic part. You just click the generate button and the software turns your image into the numbered mosaic page. Then finally, step 4, download your pages. You get the different components, the color page, number page, and palette page in high-resolution 2K format, ready for print.
Okay, that workflow definitely sounds streamlined, cuts out all those mini headaches you mentioned. But is it just the generator software, or is there more to this profit machine package?
No, it's presented as more of an ecosystem. Besides the auto color by number generator tool itself, you also get a step-by-step video course. This covers using the tool, sure, but also designing scroll-stopping covers and actually publishing on Amazon KDP.
And just quickly, Amazon KDP, that's Kindle Direct Publishing, right? The main platform for this?
Exactly. That's Amazon's self-publishing arm. It's crucial because it lets anyone upload and sell books, including these low-content ones, directly to Amazon's huge audience. No traditional publisher needed. It's really the go-to place for this kind of book. The package also throws in pixel art bonus resources, which includes 50 unique prompts designed for AI image generators like Midjourney or Leonardo, helps you create source images. And it also gives you 50 plus professionally designed pixel art images ready to use, which is handy.
Lots of supporting materials there. And what about the rights? If you're building a business, you need to know you can actually sell what you create.
That's a critical piece. The sources state it comes with a full commercial license, meaning every page you create is completely yours to sell or give away however you like. You keep 100% of the profits. That's huge.
Yeah.
And they also mention dedicated support, so you're not left completely on your own. So yeah, for you listening, it shows how automation could potentially lower that barrier to entry for creative entrepreneurship.
So it's framed not just as a tool, but as a potential business starter kit, a launch pad, as the sources say.
Yeah.
How exactly does it bridge that gap from just making pages to building, say, a small publishing brand?
Well, the commercial license is key. It explicitly allows publishing on Amazon, Etsy, or your own website. The narrative is very much about building your own color by number empire. They talk about passive income, the ability to scale faster. The sources even mention selling on Shopify, Gumroad, membership sites. Lots of possibilities beyond just Amazon KDP. The core message is leveraging automation to focus less on the grind of creation and more on the business side, marketing, publishing, scaling.
Creating smarter, not harder. That seems to be the underlying promise here for anyone looking at low-content publishing. Okay, there's clearly a lot of excitement around this potential, but we always need to look at the full picture, keep things grounded. What about the company behind it, BROS Studio? And importantly, what are the disclaimers and the small print?
Right, important to be realistic. The company, BROS Studio, positions itself as wanting to make self-publishing easy, profitable, and accessible. But the sources are also clear on the disclaimers. There's a standard no professional advice clause. It's informational. Use it at your own risk. Crucially, no guarantees on earnings. Success isn't automatic. It depends on personal efforts, experience, market demand, and so on. That's standard, but essential to remember. They also mention external links and affiliations and a limitation of liability. Pretty standard stuff. The refund policy is worth noting too. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, but it's specifically for technical issues they can't fix. It explicitly doesn't cover changing your mind or finding it too difficult if you haven't gone through the training.
Yeah.
So you need to commit to learning it. It encourages you, the potential user, to really understand what you're buying and the effort still required.
Good to know. Any other practical details? Pricing, compatibility?
Yeah, a few more things. It's presented as a one-time deal for lifetime access during a launch period before potentially moving to a monthly subscription. The tool itself is web-based, so it should work on Windows or Mac OS, anything with a browser, and they promise free updates for essential fixes or improvements.
Okay, so summing up this deep dive, we've seen this booming trend of mosaic color by number books. We've explored the real, quite significant frustrations involved in making them manually. And we've looked at how a tool like the color by number profit machine promises to automate that process, aiming to open up publishing and profit opportunities.
Exactly. And it leaves us with a really interesting question for you to think about. If automation like this can dramatically lower the barrier for creating something like mosaic coloring books, what's next? What other kinds of low-content publishing or creative businesses might emerge because of tools like these? And maybe even more profoundly, how does this kind of automation start to change what we even mean by being a creator in a world that's becoming more and more automated?
A fascinating thought to end on. How might this apply to your own ideas? Something to consider beyond this deep dive. We hope this gave you some valuable insights and maybe a spark of inspiration.